Hello, everybody. It's Amy from Amy Bachman Sew and Quilt and Amy Sews. I'm sure you've seen those bowl covers everywhere, just like the little fabric bowl covers. But more important than that, I'm going to show you an easy way to hem a circle. And that can be a little bit challenging because if you want to double hem on a circle, especially if you don't have a serger where you can do a roll hem, I'm going to show how easy it is to do with some freezer paper and some fabric. So first things first, you are going to cut yourself a circle. Okay, oops, let's do this one, sorry. You're going to cut yourself a circle of fabric. I will tell you, the bigger the circle, the easier this is going to be, right? So the average bowl cover, I cut about 15 inches, 16 inches round. Hi, Julie. Hi, Jane. Very good. Oh, Montana, Colorado. My West Coasters are awake. So you're going to cut yourself a circle and you're going to measure your bowl and add about 2 inches if you're going to cover a bowl. This technique is really about hemming a curved edge. So whether you have a circle skirt, whether you have, you want to hem a circle, we're going to do the tree napkins next week. And then you're going to want to cut the same size circle out of freezer paper. This is just regular kitchen freezer paper, okay? And then I just cut out the center section because I just want to have like a double ring, like a tire circle. Sorry, I had to run out and get. Now this circle cutter that I have is probably 20 plus years old. If you can find one, good for you. It's Phillips Fiber Art. You fold everything in a quarter and then you just cut the arc with your rotary cutter. Hello, Michigan. But they're very hard to find. You might find a used one somewhere, but that's what I use. So I have my fabric cut, okay, and I cut a ring of freezer paper, so right from the kitchen. So all I need basically is the outer circumference and enough of a seam allowance. This is just an inch, but it could be whatever you want it to be, okay? So we're going to stitch all the way around this. So fabric is right side up. Freezer paper is shiny side up. Make sure you do me a favor, guys. Spread this out to the universe so everybody can learn to hem a circle. I'm going to pop over to my machine. So this is the right side of my fabric. The shiny side of is up. So when I sew it, I like to sew it with the paper down because it's a little bit easier. So when you look at it, wrong side of the fabric, and the dull side of the freezer paper is facing you. Now, when you go to sew your circle, because it's all biased, right? This circle your fabric may stretch and your paper won't stretch. So when you get to the end and you're missing a little bit, don't worry. Just put another piece of freezer paper in there. It's rare that I can get this perfect, the circle, but I need that outside radius. Pick your seam allowance. I just have probably it's 3/8 of an inch. You don't want to go any heavier than that. So basically all I did is I just sewed the circle, right? The edge of the circle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack my freezer paper just to the stitching line. You're going to say, well, Amy, I don't know if I want that paper in my hem. Well, that paper is going to wash out. And this is the quickest way to do it, especially if you are costuming or doing something along those lines. So I'm going to come over here to my iron. You can see I'm just relaxing that outer ring of the freezer paper. And you can do more, of course. And I'm just going to fold it so that freezer paper is pointing up. And this is where the magic happens. As I fold this freezer paper, right, I just fold it and I just kind of roll it back and I give it a little press. Whatever my seam allowance is, that's how wide my double hem is. The plastic grid circle will be cut on the skin and cut to make a template. Absolutely, Miss Julie. You can only cut a 12-inch circle on your scan and cut, but you could cut the radius, you could cut the wedge. Now you may reach a point where you have a little bit of a pleat, but that's okay because if you were hemming a garment, you would have to ease that in anyway, because remember, this whole circle is a bias. So as I kind of push and stretch, I can kind of ease those out. But can you see where I'm going here? Like all those raw edges are underneath there. In fact, Julie, I will put Jim on that so we can get that template out to everybody. We can do it in another Flippin Friday because it takes a minute and you're just going to work your way around your circle. And I'm going to pretend I went the all way. And no, so you can see now the outside has a beautiful shape to it. Now I'm going to stitch it and tear it and show you how cool this looks. Of course, I have black thread in here as usual, right? Oops, sorry. And I know what my seam allowance was, right? Because I was watching the edge of my foot. I want to be a little bit inside where my seam allowance was to turn it. Okay, of course, you're going to go all the way around. And of course, you're going to press the whole circle. Sorry, this camera and I are having the outs today. So here is where I top stitched, right, in the front. Look at the back because I know exactly where my seam allowance is. Because this freezer paper is going to break down. Look. There is your perfectly turned double rolled hem on a circle. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty dang magical, right? So the Christmas tree napkins next week, right? We will do the same technique, but also I'm going to do it on a serger. Now, if you were going to make a bowl, I have a small one. I didn't see, I'm always late to do things. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Friday. Every time I wake up, it's Friday, right? So if I was going to make this into one of those bowl covers, I would just take my elastic. Now, because this is pressed so nice, I'll be honest with you, I probably would add my elastic. Oops. After I turned and pressed my entire circle, I probably would add my elastic and then go back. Oops, wrong button, dang it. I would probably go, after I folded and pressed everything, I would probably stretch my elastic right along that seam line and use a small zigzag. And you have a beautiful bowl cover. So whether you were just trying to hem a circle or trying to hem an arc, like it's Christmas tree skirt time. And maybe you want to, just use a simple fabric. Everybody has these little trees everywhere. But using the freezer paper is the perfect way to, hem anything that's arced, anything that's on the bias, right? And so we have these cute little fruit and vegetable packets. So we have, these are the vegetables. There's cauliflower, peppers, beans, tomatoes, and potatoes. And it's in the stocking stuffer tab of shop here. Let me open one. And these are the fruit. These are packed in here like sardines. This is the fruit. So you get cherry, kiwi, apple, grape, and strawberry. So I think you can make a nice nesting gift set out of just these circles. Just cute things for the kitchen. There's $17.99. You get 5 different fat quarters in there. So that's kind of a bonus. Sherry goes, off topic. I love your earrings today. Thank you. I got these at one of the little department stores. There's like those mega boxes. I get more compliments on them. I think I paid like $13 for them. Everybody's like, oh, those are beautiful. But anyhow. No sardine fabric, sorry. There may be some trout out there, but no sardine. So anyhow, but I appreciate you guys popping in and watching. If if you could spread this out to the universe so everybody can catch on to our Flippin Fridays. These are the fat quarter bundles are available in the stocking stuffers at amybachman.com. I'm in the shop here button. So even these little cute these little fat quarters in a mason jar are cute. If you have a sewing friend. Hi, Miss Franny. Hope you saw my earlier video, your Avenir. We're waiting for her. We're waiting. Anyway, everybody, I know we're getting close to that big day. So enjoy your day. Be creative, because the more you know, the more you sew.